planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired, can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe, never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Hey everybody, it's the Coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. We are just moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about it being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Caught by Wilson. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. Leading the charge will be their quarterback, always fun to watch, Deshaun Watson.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 23 yards, the final tally.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off of play action, it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Raekwon McMillan coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Watson now to throw. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're going for it. It's Watson. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface. I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about it.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Joey Bosa. What a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw, Garoppolo, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. This pass complete to Reynolds. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the 1st down in the process.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step up.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. To try again after the sack. Garoppolo. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Garoppolo now. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run the counter. Swift. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming.
Let's go, let's bring it. In the air. Right there.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 36. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Motion. Alert.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now it's Watson. Throws right side, and that's complete. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
David Onyemata there on the tackle. On 2nd down now. Swift. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
On 1st down, Richard. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts. From his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. This is Richard. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
On first down, it's Watson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Back to throw, Watson. And he comes back with one complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Now Watson. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On 3rd down, Richard able to push his way through. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Throwing again is Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They are going for it. Here's Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Wilson's got it complete. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Wait a second, that's got to be due to time constraints. We move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So the Chargers will start the 2nd half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. This fielded at the 2.
We got this.
Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run on first down. Swift, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Throwing on second down. Watson. He's going to rifle one deep. It's caught inside the 25. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. A big play there for L.A. 55 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Setting down to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll keep it on the ground. Richard, he'll have a first down past the 40. The 40, past the 20, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Richard, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Watson on first down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
That's an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
To throw is Watson. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Watson, going to throw again. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Let's set a tone, fellas.
Watson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. Well, they went for all the marbles there on that long pass. He caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds.
So difficult, isn't it? Because you have so many things you're going through on that play, trying to get open, trying to catch the ball, and still get your feet down to complete the process of the play. Not successful on that attempt.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession.
Let's go, boys. Let's get set.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there. With his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
It's the 3rd quarter, and they're down on the scoreboard. And while no one wants to hit the panic button just yet, points are a necessity on this drive. What a great way to get set up.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Richard. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard evades the tackler, and now some space. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
On first down, Richard, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike, check, 59.
On 2nd down, Barber. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He completes it to Wilson. And he'll be taken down shy of the 25 that he needed. He'll be a yard or two short. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Caught, it's Wilson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Second and goal from inside the 5. Richard trying the right side. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a third and goal situation. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Jerry Tillery in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
There's Garoppolo to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, but it's going to be second down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A punt of 46, a return of 5. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Jimmy Garoppolo and the offense down by 12. 2:12 to play. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
Here we go.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 4 yards the pickup. First down.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now 9 of 15 throwing the ball. 60%. And it's first and 10. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Caught by Wilson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Garoppolo hustling him back to the line now. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. And this is caught by Watkins. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Garoppolo. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 25 yards that time. To throw is Garoppolo. Now Garoppolo lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
But we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a two-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. Two-hand. Oh, I get it. Two-hand monster. Both hands on the football. Taking care of it. Putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
He's coming. We got double up. Bang.
And Watson's going to throw it here. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Watson. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point, not all that convincing, but he does tuck it in there. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And a completion to Wilson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Garoppolo looks to throw. After the interception, here's Watson. Now he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for our visitors, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it'll be loss number 6 on the season for them. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.